Okay, so there's a few things I want to talk about in this video today. You can leave your comments below. I'd definitely like to know what you think. I wanted to address some of the things that's wrong in the world today. I feel like we have a lot of problems, and even though we have a lot of people, with extensive knowledge and degrees and formulas, they present these solutions that are meant to fix the problems, but somehow they really don't. And there's something really wrong with the way that society is today. You can really see how it's transformed over the years, as far as how people used to care about each other, help each other, and respect each other, and care for another to a certain extent, as to not really do harm for no apparent reason. And it's definitely been there's not really a sudden, but there's definitely been a surge in that over time. And a lot of that has to do with, the type of society that we do have. For instance, you have a lot of youth, and sometimes, depending on where they live, there's not enough programs for them to, develop themselves, be active, be successful. So they may not have the best backgrounds due to, situations that may be directly out of their parents' control, or maybe in their control, but they choose to not take care of them for whatever the reason. That creates a disturbance in the structure, even starting from childhood. And when you really think about that, when they grow up, since they have been in a broken home, they're also going to raise a broken home, so on and so forth. And a lot of that has to do with poverty. And poverty comes with the fact that people don't make enough money to be in a better living situation as others. And because of that, they're put in a different class, so to say. And, there's supposed to be these programs to fix it. But honestly, I believe the number one problem is that no one wants to address is the issue that the wealth in this system is extremely unequally divided amongst the population. For example, I don't believe there's any reason, no disrespect to anybody that works hard for their money, that a rapper should be able to make more money than a doctor that actually does something constructive in a society, as far as like advancing medical research, finding cures, so on and so forth, etc. I understand we love music, we enjoy it, same thing with sports, so on and so forth. And again, kudos to them for earning their keep, but at the same time, why is that okay? Like, why do these people get to earn so much money, and, they don't always directly contribute to the better of the society? That's a problem that I think has been, kind of covered up and not addressed. There's always talking about, we need to, create more benefit programs. We need to offer more health care. We need to, offer, more, other, stuff that really doesn't help address the actual direct problem. That's the number one thing that I think really contributes to the society, because if everybody had enough to get by, then they wouldn't have a reason to commit crimes. I mean, yeah, there might be the few that just have, that have that urge to do it. And, those people deserve to be in jail. But if you put that in and you take it into consideration, do you know the impact that would have as far as like the dramatic drop in crime? Because people would have enough money to buy what they want, buy what they need. They would have no reason to be jealous of somebody else. They would have no reason to steal, which then would, lessen the hatred between one another, because a lot of that stems from the fact that people want to make money because that's the way the society has designed us to believe, that that's the only way to be successful by any means necessary. And I don't really think that that should be the case, because we're all humans and we all have needs. And I don't think that it's right for, one person to have more than they need and someone else have nothing. But then at the same time, we want to invite more people into our country when we can't even take care of the people that we have, even though we have the resources to do that. To me, that's just a plan for failure. You see what I'm saying? And that goes by all races, and there are a lot of things that have to do with race that also deal with the situation and impact the situation directly. Crime has a lot to do with poverty. That's one thing that's not addressed. And poverty is what creates that hatred. And what we often see is the people that are in those positions are of, yes, a particular race, of course, and so that is also what then tends to drive that hatred. And then that also, again, is reinforced by the opposite side having certain beliefs and way they view others. And that doesn't help either. But all of that, if you can see, just really creates a really bad situation. And there's a lot of bad things that happen because of that. And that's exactly what we have going on right now. And, the problem is everybody that makes those decisions are on the same boat. As far as they all unanimously agree that, yeah, they'll do things to make the people believe that they'll help them, but not at the expense of their control. And so there's a problem with that. It doesn't matter who you vote for. The people that they put there all come from the same group. And so, though you feel you had a direct choice in influencing things, you really didn't. And the people that do try to speak up and talk out and make a change and try to cry out and let people know, what happens to them? Suddenly they die or commit suicide, or they're crazy, or, you ever find that funny? You know what I mean? What is that? You telling me every single person is crazy? I find that hard to believe. Yes, some of them may have been crazy, but all of them? Behind every story is some truth. And so that's one thing that also is an issue, is because people, the way that they have us conditioned nowadays, we're going to believe anything they tell us. Whatever's on the news is on the news, and it's fact. Whatever the doctor tells you, that's a fact, because that's what the doctor tells you. Whatever the Food Administration tells you is safe to eat, it's safe to eat. And you notice how that changes over time. Whatever you breathe in, particle-wise, all these chemicals, it was safe in 1 ounce 80 years ago. But hey, 2 pounds of that per square inch, nowadays, it's cool. You know what I mean? We approve it. We're still here, right? Nothing's wrong. There's no problems with people genetically with all these substances being introduced to us and synthetic shit. There's no rise in autism or diabetes or cancer or anything like that, right? No, that's just all coincidence. We're just discovering that now because we're so technologically advanced. Right. When you look back in the history, half of that stuff didn't exist. Something to think about. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I might make another video. I'm not sure when, but thanks for having me.